Me escucha bien.
Sí. Hello, everyone. All right, so we're now we're so hyper to do this interview because it's been like 3 times trying to record and it keeps messing up. Thank you to the angels in charge of the internet for for taking care of this. All right, so let's get started, guys. Welcome to the party that Coral and I already have going on. I am super excited to have one of my BFF clients for real, Coral, here with us. We're talking about how Coral reached, like from 0 or however many she was reaching at the time, to 1,500 people, 1,500 people over the last 3 years in her business. And now she's focused on helping other entrepreneurs or other people, women especially, that she's so passionate about serving, single moms and all of that stuff, to start their own tax business. There are so many awesome juju-ness that we're going to get out of here. Because what I've asked Coral is to come online, to come on board, and to share the lessons learned, the main things we had to do and we had to stop doing to get to this place. So I'm going to let Coral introduce herself, and then we're just going to party like rock stars for the next 30 minutes. So Coral, take it away, my friend.
Thank you so much. First of all, Pachi, honestly, it's a privilege to be on your podcast. I'm super excited. You have been such a blessing to me, and I'm really excited to be able to give back to your community from what you have given to me. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Coral Cabrera. Just like Pachi said, I'm the owner, the founder and CEO of Taxpreneur Business Solutions.
The original taxpreneur.
Yes, the original taxpreneur. I am super, super blessed to have found Pachi because she whooped my butt. But she got me on track. She did what she needed to do to be able to help me flourish. In the past 3 years, we have been able to service 1,500 plus tax clients nationwide. And just from being able to blow up the way that we blew up, being able to service the people that we have been able to service, we decided that we needed to invest in other people. We needed to give back. We needed to support those other people that were in the situation that I was when I started, right?
So good.
So do you want me to share a little bit where I was when I started with you?
Yes. Talk to us about those 90-hour week and all that stuff that was going on.
Yeah. So I was a broke CEO. B-R-O-K-E. I was broke. I was as broke as they come. I was trying. So I believe that the main reason why I was so broke is because I was very broken emotionally and mentally, right? Yeah. So I had just started a business. I had just separated from my daughter's father, and I had just had a brand new baby. So I had a 3-month-old, a new business, and I was going through a separation. I was emotionally, mentally, physically, everything broken, and I was trying to start this business. So I think the first giveaway is we really have to focus on self-care. I think that's the first giveaway, right? We really have to focus on getting our heart and our mind right before we can enter into these big projects that we want to do. Because when we are all over the place emotionally and mentally, it's not going to work. So I guess that's the biggest thing. But like I said, I was in a very bad place. I was making absolutely no money. I had my parents sometimes having to pay the rent of our current storefront location that we had. And it was just a mess. It was a mess. I remember literally, Pachi, I would come to the office and I would sit for hours, there, and not even a phone call we would get, right? Because I had no energy. I was putting out absolutely nothing. So what were people going to come purchase? I wasn't marketing. I wasn't talking to people. I was probably 100 pounds because I was so depressed. And I remember one day I literally closed the door and I went into the back office and I threw myself on the floor. And I laid there for about 2 hours sobbing and crying and just telling God, please help me. Like, I need finance. I need to be financially free. I need this because I didn't want to any longer depend on anyone else.
And you had a 3-month-old, and then how old was your other daughter?
She was 10.
10, yeah.
Month-old, a new business. I was was internally and even externally, because I just looked horrible. And honestly, I remember after that day, I was just praying and I was just telling God, you know, I really need your help. I need you to give me some type of desire to continue to go on. Because as you know, Pachi, I was already a 16-year-old high school dropout when I had my first daughter, right? So for me, being a single parent for the second time was a nightmare. It was literally my worst fear come true. So when I see myself in that situation, I broke. I didn't know how to handle it. You know, I was still in my 20s and I didn't know how to handle it. Thankfully, God heard my prayer, and he brought people around me that helped me with the healing process. You being one of these people, you know, helped me kind of get organized. I was all over the place. I was just trying to pay the bills, so I wasn't really focusing on the client. I was just focusing on getting the sale, making the money so I could keep the lights on. And that was never going to grow my business. As you taught me, we really need to focus on helping the people receive their, you know, achieve their goal. And that's what keeps me coming. So
and what I'm excited about, thank you so much for being so transparent and sharing that. Because what I'm excited about is that even with all of the stuff that was going on that you just shared, within those first 90 days, you brought in 300 people. So like for anyone listening, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't think that it's going to be hard for someone to be able to top your story. You know what I mean? Like all of the stuff that were going on, and to be able to go from there to 300 clients in 90 days and then repeat it and then come to where you are right now. It's kind of like saying, it doesn't matter where you're at right now. You can clean it up, get focused. And we're going to be talking about the takeoff method that I use, that I created, that Coral went through to be able to take your business wherever you're at to the next level right now. So Coral, I have questions for you. Are you ready? And
Go
we
right
haven't
ahead.
prepped for this so that Coral can be as honest as possible.
It's good. So it's good. I'm open to it. I've learned that sharing the story is part of the growth.
Yes. So let's talk about, okay, so you came in, all of this stuff going on. I'm laughing because you said that I kick your butt. What was one of the, give us like the first thing that you had to do to go from overwhelm, from spinning your wheels and flying by the seat of your pants, into focus to bring, because you brought clients in that same week. Like I remember that same week you just started bringing in the money, 300 people through in the 90 days. You were serving about, it was like 4 people a day almost that we focused on.
Yeah, we needed 4 people a day. That was the daily goal, 4 people a day.
Yeah. So what was like one of the first things that you had to like focus on to go from all the spinning to like clients? Yeah. What happened?
So honestly, Pachi, I'm going to talk a little bit about the spiritual side first, right? Yeah, so the very first thing that I needed to do to be able to get on the path that I wanted to be on was first forgive myself. I had a lot of guilt because I kind of seen myself repeating the story again. And I was kind of pointing the fingers at me. Why didn't you choose better? Why I did this? And I needed to stop. Yeah. And I needed to forgive myself for my past mistakes. And I needed to ask God for forgiveness. And then I needed to understand that he gave me that forgiveness and I needed to start over. I needed to just literally stop making up excuses, stop being the victim, and just say, you know what? Success is available for me. It's available. It's there. Yeah. You have to stop, forget about everything that happened, and just literally listen to this woman that knows what she's doing, follow step-by-step directions, and go for it. After I forgave myself and after I had that healing moment with God, and then I started talking to you and we decided this is what we were going to do, I needed to then execute without no excuse. Today, that I needed to forgive myself and then start executing the plan and then go for it. That's how I see it. It was that simple, but it needed to start with the inner work for me first.
So you had to align internally. You had to ask God for forgiveness, forgive yourself. So that clearing yourself, yeah, that's so awesome, because it's giving yourself permission to be able to unleash, to go forward. Because if not, that stuff would have kept dragging you. I love that. So after you did that, after you felt aligned and you're like, I just got to start again, but this time I'm not starting to go into a cycle. I'm starting to actually go forward. What was something that, because I have a couple of stuff that I know, but I want to hear from you, like, what was something that you were like, this is what I'm going to do to be able to hit my goal? Because I know that we got clear on the goal, and then what happened? Tell me.
So a lot of the things that I wasn't doing, the main thing that I wasn't doing is I wasn't promoting myself. I wasn't promoting the business. I wanted the money to come in, but people didn't know what I was doing or who I was. People told me, I remember people telling me when I had the storefront that they had passed by my business several times and they didn't know I was there for years.
Wow.
I was there for years and they didn't know I was there because I wasn't doing anything. So
what were
one
you
of the
doing?
things,
because I know you were working a lot of hours. So because I this is gonna be so good.
I was
What
literally sitting there and browsing the internet and taking every single training and filling myself up with knowledge, but I wasn't executing anything. So I was on information overload. I had every sticky note and every single notebook that you could think of with things that I was writing down. But then at the same time, I wasn't putting anything to practice. So one of the things that I started doing was to position myself in front of the people that were watching me as the expert. All of that information that I had in my mind, all of that information that I had on the sticky notes and in the calendars and on the notebooks started going on social media. I started talking to people a little bit more when it came, if somebody came in and inquired, I wasn't kind of just shoving them off. Now I was taking time to explain to them, because that positioned me as the expert in front of the potential clients, which then made them feel secure about coming on as a client for us.
This is amazing. This is so good, because I hear this so much, Coral, and I'm so glad that you're sharing that. How a lot of the time people are like, I can't make money, I don't make money, I can't make money. And it's because they're so self-focused. Like with what you're saying, you're taking all the courses, learning all the stuff, but you're not implementing on the relationship building.
Yeah.
So as soon as you started doing the relationship building, what were some of the stuff that you started focusing on whenever you did the relationship building to like get these people in?
Yeah. So like I said, first I started, just giving my attention a little bit more to the people that were coming inside of the actual physical location and explaining to them in details a little bit more, without giving away, like obviously like the forms that we were using and stuff like that, but just kind of, I would say teaching them or educating them a little bit more. Right. And then we went on social media. And on social media, we were doing live videos talking about different things. We were telling people what to be careful with. Like if you're looking for a tax professional, what were the things that you needed to be careful or what to look for in a tax professional? So we were just educating the community. Then I opened up and I started going to the local chamber of commerce. I started teaching, just little workshops and things like that. Getting my face out there, whether it didn't matter at the time. Like I said, I was 100 pounds and I was not comfortable in my body. I had lost some hair from the baby and the depression, but I still did it.
Yeah.
People don't care about how you look. People want to know that you know what you're talking about. And honestly, Pachi, you don't even have to be the best at what you do. You don't even have to know everything. It's all about how you present it. Right.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And it worked.
Yeah, I love it. And I remember like one of the things that we did was like you shifting from the like fear and the overwhelm and the extra information to impact. Like by focus, because you're saying like the teaching, right? Like that, this is so huge. Like instead of being so focused on like, how do I make the business grow? You started focusing on the relationships, and by focusing and executing on the relationships and following like the simple process that we took you through, like then you started attracting people right away.
Yeah.
What is something?
That was step one.
What would you say that was step two? What else did you do?
So step two. So once I started seeing, I'm a very passionate type of person. I'm also a very goal-driven type of person, right? So I have always wanted to work with women. Like one of my biggest desires in life has always been to help other women build themselves, to help other women, you know, get out of the nutshell and grow in their confidence and their self-esteem and their womanhood. I've always loved that. That since I was a little girl, I've always been like the defender, you know, nobody could bully my friends or my family around me because I would be fist fighting them, you know? So once I was healed and once I had a steady income, my business was growing and I had plenty of tax clients. We hired an assistant and we hired people. Once that was all set up, I wanted to go to the next level. And for me, the next level was going back to where I was when I started, right?
Yeah.
Remembering where I was emotionally, physically, mentally, and what I didn't have. And then go out there and find all the women that were in that same situation and kind of dig them out. So that's when Taxpreneur came up, like our coaching, our tax training and coaching program. That's where that was born. I understand that women are amazing. Women just need more opportunities. Women need more people to hold their hands and tell them, listen, there's something available for you, you know, that can give you your time back and can provide financial freedom for you. There's many resources out there, but this one that I have to offer you is recession proof. It's an industry that has billions and billions of dollars, so your money is guaranteed. It's an industry that every single year people are going to come looking for you. So I decided, you know what? How do we do this? How do we do this? And that's when I started talking to you. How do I do it? Give back? How do I help these people? And now we have, I believe with this launch, we have about 62 offices now that we service nationwide. I'm so happy. We have about the 62 offices. And it's just,
62
it's amazing.
Or 52?
62 with this.
So
group.
Wait, so 1,500 people later serve, and then now 62 offices, 62 other people doing it with you.
62 other women that have women, and then I think we have three guys. Three guys that decided I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon and I'm gonna do it with you. Which we love our men too. We're willing to help anybody that's willing, but we always focus on women because that's where it came from. But hey, guys, we love you as well. So we have these people that have decided to say yes to the program. They got on it. Some of them were already tax professionals, but they just needed a little bit more training. They needed guidance, and our program is not just a program that trains you and then you're off on your own. You come with us and you're with us for life. We give you support and everything. So a lot of the people came from other companies where they weren't being serviced, you know, necessarily the way that they were looking for. And now they're part of Taxpreneur.
Yes. I love it. So for someone that's here, that's like, I don't know if I should go into a group program. Let's just hop into that, right? Because you did the 1,500 people. A lot of the time, people have been serving people one-on-one. So just like that, like serving people individually. And then all of a sudden, they're like, you know what? I want to take this to the next level. Because one of the big things that I know, Josie's saying hi through the window. One of the things that I know is that one of the things we did is that you were able to cut your time at the office by a lot. I don't even remember by how many hours, so I don't want to exaggerate. So can you talk about that a little bit? What happened when we simplified the system and you started executing on the right stuff with the clarity and the certainty that you needed? Tell me about what happened with your family life, because that was huge.
Yeah, I was exhausted. So even once we were making money and we were servicing 1,500 clients, we were working a lot. Pachi, we were working from 9 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night. And during tax season, we wouldn't leave till 12, 1 o'clock at night. It was just crazy. And it was three of us working. So we decided to move into working. We were taking walk-ins and doing a whole bunch of stuff. We decided to get organized in that sense. We started servicing. Most of our tax clients were completely happy working virtually. So we decided to stop seeing people one-on-one, those that, you know, wouldn't mind. And we started taking care of, so I was able to outsource. I was able to hire other tax professionals, therefore providing income, right? I was able to hire more people, keep taking on tax clients, hire more people, and have them kind of, you know, do the initial work, and then I just have to review things. So one of the things that we did was that we cut down the hours. We were only working, I believe, 10 to 5, and we were only working 5 days a week versus 7 when we started. We were working Monday through Monday, every single day. That was the initial, right? That happened like the first year that we did that. We cut down to 10 to 5. And then to make it even better, we started working by appointment only. We started working 70% virtually. So I didn't even have to be in the office anymore. And the people that were working for me were working from their own homes. And we set up the whole system, and that's how we work now, where everybody's completely virtual. And it's been a blessing. I can finish this meeting with you, this podcast, with you, and go wherever I want to go, and I don't have to be stuck to an office. Which, hey, if that's how you want to work, it's 100% okay. That's how we started, and it was a success. But it does tie you down.
For the freedom, and you moved. One of my favorite things was that you moved. When I finished, Papi. Sorry, guys, this is live. So one of the things that I got super excited about.
Yeah,
one of the things that
you always tell me about Florida,
about
the move. Yeah. So awesome.
He wants me to come and play with him outside. So the blessings have been a mom. So here's the thing. So Coral, with that, one of the things that I want for people that are listening to is whenever you create a system, the system begins to help you streamline everything. Like you said, you were able to hire other people, hire some things out, because now you had a system. It wasn't just out of your head or like going like crazy, but then you also you're able to leverage your time to spend more time with your kids. I remember that I actually cried the first time that you sent me the message that you were like, taking the rest of the afternoon off to go with my daughters to the park, and then you started going to Dominican like a crazy person, like all of the time.
Every other month, I'm going to Dominican Republic.
I'm like, Coral, don't go to Dominican. You're like, I'm already at the airport. I'm like,
I was living it. I was enjoying the fruit of my labor.
Yes. Yeah, I wanted you to save money, and you're like, I'm going.
I'm leaving. No me aconseje.
I love it. So, okay. So let's see. Tell me then about the group program. What would you tell to someone that is looking to scale their business with a group program? Why would you recommend it? Why would you just talk to me? What are some of your thoughts?
So the first thing that I'm going to tell you is, if you really want to make impact and you really want to leave a legacy, or even if you don't, even if you just want to touch a few people, you can't do it servicing one person at a time. Like the things that I'm doing now, there is no way that I would be able to do it servicing one person at a time. The one-on-ones are awesome. And I mean, we still, all of us still do it, right? But if you want to make major impact, you need to do group coaching, right?
Mm-hmm. To reach more people.
To be able to reach more people. That's the first thing. And then the second thing, why you should do it, there's a lot of people out there, like so many people out there that really, like, when I tell you this, like, I'm not just saying this because it's what every other coach says. There's people out there that actually need what you have to offer. Even if it's just teaching them how to utilize this keyboard, even if it's teach them how to utilize.
Can you hear me, Coral?
Keyboard. It's something so simple. And I say this because I find YouTube and I watch 2 or 3 minute videos on. I can hear you. Can you hear me? You can hear me.
I can hear you now. I lost you there for a second.
Okay.
So what were you saying? That you can watch the.
I was saying that. Yeah, the most valuable YouTube videos that I watch are 1 and 2, 3 minute videos on very simple things. Every single thing that you know how to do, there's someone out there that might not know how to do it and needs what you have to offer. Mm-hmm. Stop being afraid of, what if I don't know how to do it? you learn in the process of doing things. I've learned in the process of doing things. Google, YouTube, and Pachi are your best friends. They are your best friends. Take advantage of it. It's so worth it. Aside from just the financial blessings that come from, you know, taking the leap of faith and doing the work. The financial blessing has been amazing. And that's what we all want, right?
Yeah. So
Impact
okay, so we need to go into what just happened last month. How this launch for you. I'm excited. So how you made over 20, I calculated, is it over 26,000? Can you calculate for me?
I'm gonna do it right now. So
right. I was like, I think that's the amount of money that you. And what I'm excited is that you still have more launches, and then you still have more stuff coming, but just over 2 weeks, or was it over 1 week? I don't even remember, but I was like,
it was like 2 weeks.
Okay,
like 2 weeks now. Yeah, because now with the second launch, it was like 2 weeks. So I'm telling you the numbers right now. So we made, and this is us being very transparent, you guys. We made $21,000 in $21,000 in less than 2 weeks.
In the middle of the pandemic.
In the middle of a pandemic. We still have 2 seats available if you're interested. Our goal is 20. My God. Our goal is 20. We're at 18.
Yeah.
We first did the early bird sale that we always do to give people a chance to be able to come into the program at a lower price.
Yeah.
And then we just, after the early bird closed, we sold another 6 programs. Like I said, our goal is 20. So it was good, and we're still going. And you know, the systems are already there. You don't have to reinvent anything. You have to find something that you want to do. Find somebody that can coach you, that can help you, and just go with it. There's no reinventing the wheel. It's all been done for you, you know? So once you figure out what it is that you want to do,
it's committed.
Start implementing, it's gonna Can you hear me? It's our first.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. It was our biggest sale. This has been our biggest launch ever. In the past 3 years that we have done the program, I've never been so focused and so organized like now. So this was our, you know, all-in-one biggest sale. I will say that.
I laughed after you did the slay with your group program, after you did the guide, how you were like, damn, I'm clear now. And it was like by the next day you were like
it was so awesome. I have it, and I'm actually gonna laminate it. I have to pull it up. I'm gonna laminate it because I want to keep it, because sometimes you're so busy and we're doing so many things as an entrepreneur that you will forget. So being able to have something like a resource to go right back to it and be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is exactly what I need to do, and refocus again is super important.
I love it. I love it. We're going to share that guide with people. So if you want the guide, it's in the show notes. So that was awesome. Because then what was funny too. So Sarah's using the guide, and there's several of my clients use the guide, but then Brian also used the guide, and Brian was fighting me on like, I don't know. 10 clients at the same time that you were doing your 20. He did 10. Because it works. So what would you say to someone that is in the middle of wondering, maybe I should wait through the pandemic? I'm not sure about all of the details and all of that stuff. Why would you recommend for that person to start taking action now versus taking action later?
Because right now, people need what you have to offer more. This moment right now, people are searching for what you have to offer. People are searching for my Taxpreneur program right now. They just don't know it. So if I stay quiet and I wait till after the pandemic, they're just going to go with someone else. So you're missing out on sales right now because you think that everybody is in the same situation. I'll tell you this, not every single person is completely broke right now.
Exactly.
There's some people that have prepared for this. There's other people that are receiving assistance and receiving unemployment and receiving certain benefits. And what they're going to do, those people that are smart, is they're going to take some of that money and they're going to reinvest it into themselves. They're going to start businesses because now they understand that what they call, security, entre comillas, right? How do you say this? Quote unquote, security, their jobs are actually not that secure. Right? It's not that secure. You need to have something for yourself. You should always, even if you have a regular 9 to 5, a regular job, even if you have one of those, you still should have some type of second income source. No one should only depend on one income source. So right now, people are waking up, they're smelling the coffee, and they're saying, you know what? This job, this just over broke thing is not working. I need to have something else, because if another pandemic happens in the next years, I need to make sure that I can still put food on my table.
And my last question, this is amazing. My last question for you is, because to me, this is one of the biggest things. Let's talk about a little bit of the mindset transformation, and how, like, the coaching your brain, like the stuff that we would do to focus on your mindset. Talk a little bit about what are some of the things that have changed for you mindset-wise through this process that have allowed you to take off like you have.
Yeah. Biggest thing, Pachi, is watch what you're watching. Be careful with what you're seeing and what you're listening to. So your brain is going to react to whatever you're putting into it, right? So the first thing is clear what you're watching, clear what you're listening to. It all has to be about building you. It all has to be about building that faith that you need to take on, right? And then surround yourself with the right people. You might not have, like, people always say this, you might not know, a millionaire that can coach you. You might not know an author. You might not know people around you or even have people. But there's always online resources. There's coaches like you or like myself that are people that have already done the work, have already made the mistakes, have already gotten to the success. Why not, like, and I actually just posted something right before we came on this that said, stop asking the blind to proofread your vision.
Whoa.
Stop asking the blind to proofread your vision. Surround yourself with the right people. You don't have them in your circle, go out and find them. Go to certain network groups, go to the Chamber of Commerce in your area. Get around other business-minded people. Start listening to podcasts like this podcast. Start, watching YouTube videos that have to do with your niche. You want to do taxes, you want to do coaching, you want to do real estate, whatever it is. Just start getting yourself into the right mindset and find someone to help you, because we can never see our own blind spots. I believe in coaching and therapy. I believe in having someone else walk you through things so much, because it changed my life. Hiring you, having you be part of my life changed my life, and I will forever be grateful. So I just understand. I can't see my own blind spots. I might think that something's correct, and then I talk to you about it, and you can, talk me out of it, out of making.
What were some of your blind spots? Because that was gonna be my last question, but you just brought this up. What were some of your blind spots? I know that the receiving money was a big one for you, but like, can you talk a little about that?
Honestly, I thought that I was doing enough work. I thought that just by showing up, that was enough. And I needed to understand that I didn't understand that people literally didn't know what I was doing. How was I ever going to sell something? Me worrying about how I looked was one of my blind spots, right? Because I was focused on myself. Like you said before, I wasn't focused on the people that needed what I had to offer. So you needed to shove me. You needed to wake me up and tell me it's not about you. It's about them. Focus on what they need. Focus on educating them. Focus on saving them from going to a bad tax professional. Like that. Remember that client that I had? We had a client,
the $11,000 client,
they were losing thousands of dollars because the professional, the tax professional, right, quote unquote, that they were seeing was actually ripping them off, was actually doing something completely illegal, selling one of the social security numbers of their children to someone else, and she was losing like $7,000.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just stuff like that people need you to speak up for them. People need you to talk for them.
What would have happened if you wouldn't have shown up for that lady that year?
She
like, you know what I mean?
Keep getting ripped off. Probably because she's a very introvert person.
Yeah.
I only found out because I asked her for a copy of her 2 previous years, and I started, like, she never told me anything. She wasn't even expecting any more money. She wasn't expecting it. She just thought that was norm. You know, she's a person that she came from another country. She has very little experience in the United States with the tax system. She had no idea what was going on.
Remember how much she cried?
Like, she was crying. She couldn't understand. This was a woman. She had 4 little kids. She was recently divorced. So I'm telling you, you attract the same type of people, which is crazy. Recently divorced, 4 little ones, you know, living on housing, really struggling. And she was crying in my office. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? And then I got all emotional, and I'm like, my makeup is running, and I'm so emotional. That was one of the big things that showed me how much my work can really impact other people. That was one of the first situations that happened in my business that really shook me.
Yeah. So I think that you're such a good example of these, the clarity and the certainty and the confidence, how they grow when you finally get focused and you stop doing all this other stuff. I'm so proud of you. I should say that. You've already heard me say this before, but I'm so proud of you. So, Coral, where can people find you? If someone is like, I want more of that, or I want to sign up for Taxpreneur, where can they find you, my friend?
Yes. On Instagram, we're Taxpreneur online. It's TAXPREUEYR. Taxpreneur, and then online, just ONLINE. Online. Okay. So Taxpreneur Online together. That's our Instagram account. And then if they go to Facebook, it's Taxpreneur Business Solutions, which is the name of our company. You just put in Taxpreneur and you'll see us. Our logo is black, yellow, and white. We're the original Taxpreneurs. We're the OG. And we would love to be able to give you guys more information, just explain to you what it is that we have to offer. We're super passionate about this, and I feel that God has given us something unique and special to be able to pass on to our partners.
I love that. Anything else that you can think of that you want to say, that you want to leave people with?
Stop doubting yourself. The sky is the true limit, you guys. There is absolutely no limit. The sky's the limit. It's there. If I could do it, guys, I'm a 16-year-old high school dropout. I have made all the mistakes in the world. I come from nothing. We come from absolutely nothing. I grew up on housing. My mom was divorced with 3 small kids. We lived with my grandma. I've been through it all, you know, heartbroken many times. For those women out there that have the same thing, one of the most healing things that a woman can do is to find a way to build herself and to have security in herself. I depend on no one, and I probably will never have to, at least financially, right? And that is one of the things that really, and I tell that to my daughter, and I tell that to my friends all the time. You want to build your self-esteem, you want to build that womanhood in you, build something for yourself. Secure your own bag, my ladies.
I'm so proud of you. Everyone, this is Coral Cabrera. I don't have anything else to add to this one. I love you.
Thank you so much, Pachi. It was a pleasure. It was honestly a privilege and a pleasure to be here on this podcast. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, everyone. And so if you want to grab that freebie, like the guideline that Coral followed for this last launch, Coral has another launch. Is it in September, Coral? Just in case you listen to this later on.
Yes, in September. We still have this week is the last week to join for this program, for this launch. And then the program will close and it will reopen. We will relaunch it in September for our last class of the year.
Awesome. All right. So that's awesome. Thank you.
Bye.